Alright, let's practice an easy problem. Problem 2319. Check if matrix is X matrix. So for this problem, we just make some simple observation and then do a one-pass scan. So first I'll read through the statement of the problem and then let's write the code. So a square matrix is said to be an X matrix if both of the following conditions hold. First, all the elements in the diagonals of the matrix are non-zero, and all the other elements are zero. So the problem is that given a 2D integer array called grid of size n by n, so we are required to return true if the grid is an X matrix, otherwise return false. So here is an example which is an X matrix. So this diagonal and this diagonal are non-zeros, and the red places are all zeros. So in example 2, so for example here, so we have zeros, so we return false. So these are the constraints. So the length is like 100, and less or equal than 100 is small number. So for this problem, basically we just need a one-pass scan. So the main observation to be noticed is that this diagonal here, from the top left to bottom right, has the property that the row index plus equals the column index. And for this diagonal, from the bottom left to top right, the row index plus the column index equals n minus 1. So n is the length or the width of the matrix. So with that said, let's write the code quickly. So for this problem, first I'll track the information for the size of the grid. So it's an n by n by the assumption of the problem. Then we're going to do the for loop for I in range m, for j in range m. So basically we want to check, first look at the diagonal. So if I equals j, or I plus j equals n minus 1. So in this case, we are considering elements in the two diagonals. So if they are 0, we're going to return false. So if grid ij equals 0, we're going to return false. Otherwise, so if we look at the elements that are not lie in the diagonal, we want to make sure they are 0. So if grid ij is not 0, so we are going to return false. Then after the for loop, so if we haven't returned anything, we are going to return true. So that's the code and the solution for this problem. Let's check the special cases. So this is for example 1. Let's check for example 2. Yeah, it passes the example 2. Now let's check the generic case. Yeah, it passes the generic case. So in my first attempt, I forgot I wrote a equality here. So I guess that's about it for this simple problem. Thank you very much.